Wagwan. It's your humble host, Big Truck. Conversation and reviews. We're going to get into it. Shout out to my man, Black Conservative Perspective. Brother's doing an amazing job. Go to his channel, show him some love as well. Subscribe, like, comment, and share this video if you like it. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the notification button so that every time I upload a video, you'll be the first to get an exclusive. A little bit of history. Dr. Martin Luther King opened the doors and set it in stone for marching, protesting, standing up for what is right, and doing what is right by any means necessary. Other races then adopted that same theory, protesting and so forth, standing up for what is right. Okay? So if you really want to get down with it, it was blacks that opened up the doors for that and made way for that. You also have paid advocates out there. People that get paid to start chaos, whether if it's a riot, protest, a march, or whatsoever. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work.
You're running us over, you're shooting us, all because of the color of our skin. All because we have culture, we brought it here, and we are who we are, and we love it here, and we help people here. That's what we're known for. We help people, and yet we're getting terrorized. We're going through this. Our families are our babies are literally being ripped from our hands. If someone could please tell me if there's something we can do to help our people, please just imagine yourself in our situation. Imagine your people are being terrorized. They're being ran over. If you literally cannot have empathy for someone, I don't know what to tell you. You're an evil ass human being, and you need help, and you need God. You have no heart, and hell, there's a special place in hell for you. Karma is real, and God will take care of them.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
I love all my Latinos, okay? I love the Latino community. I have nothing but love and respect for the Latino community. You even have those from the Latino community that are ashamed at what they're seeing and what they're hearing. Let's make that clear. Honey, with them fake ass crocodile tears, really? Doing all that fake crying. You have no comment.
This is so heartbreaking. I don't know what we could do to help. I feel so helpless. I just want to help with something. I just want this to end. I just want there to be peace like there was peace. I just want.
You want to do something? Fall back. Let ICE do their job. That's what you can do to help. Fall back. Let ICE do their job.
That's all I want for us.
So I'm getting tired of seeing videos of my raza, my Latin community, my Hispanic community, calling out black people, our black brothers, for not doing what we think that they're supposed to be doing.
With her fine ass. But she made a point just in that statement right there. You're getting mad at blacks for not doing what they think they should be doing. Getting mad at blacks for not doing what you want them to do. Blacks have said, we're going to sit this one out. You cannot get mad at one's choice. But yet, I don't see anyone asking for help from whites, Asians, Islanders, Caribbean. Is it me? Let me know in the comment. Why is it specifically blacks? What's really going on? What is it the individuals are not saying?
This revolution is for us. This revolution is ours. It is our turn and our time to stand up for what is right. Leave those people alone. If their people want to call them out and ask them to stand in solidarity with us, then let that be so. But I need all my Hispanic and Latinos to leave them alone. If you are not black, do not call them out. They are not deserving of that. We need to focus on our own, please.
You have Latinos, particularly leftist Latinos, right? Left-wing Latinos. They're begging black people to stand in solidarity, okay, aka Marxism, with them when it comes to being against these mass deportations, right? They want black folks out there on the front line with the other Latinos that support illegal immigration, protesting, putting their bodies on the line against the Trump.
Why? Why? Why do the left wing Latinos want blacks to stand with them? Why?
Right? This is what they want. And these people are very upset that black folks, some black people, are coming out and saying, nah, we're good, right? We're not going to stand with you guys when it comes to this issue. We're good, okay? We're okay when it comes to this. We're not going to fight your cause, okay? And
blacks got their own problems, especially when it comes to black men and women dating, this whole division agenda. They got their own problems. You know, every race is going to have its own problems. Now, whether that race chooses to stand with another race, that's that race's choice. Again, you cannot be mad because a race chooses not to stand.
you have some Latinos that are very upset about this. They're boo-hooing and crying over the fact that some black people are saying, no, we're not standing with you. Take a look.
And since y'all want to make this a race issue, let's talk. I have a lot of people in the comments talking about...
Let me make it clear. Who made it a race issue? Or maybe you just made it a race issue. Larger number of blacks just said, we're not doing it. And you can't make us. Why are you mad at us? Because we choosing not to get involved. We have the right not to get involved. I mean, come on now. But I want y'all to pay attention to these individuals and their rants and their responses and what they have to say. And I want you to ask yourself, are these paid activists? Are these people getting paid? Are they agents?
Why are you just talking about African Americans? Why are you just asking for our support? Why are you not asking white people? Why are you not asking Asian people? Let me tell you something. If it's not clear by now, they have never been part of the fight. And that's not to come for you guys, but the majority is not the minority.
Let me just stop it right there. That I disagree with, because you have a lot of blacks that stand with Latinos that have love for the Latino community. You have some of those that come from other countries, let's say. They bring that arrogant attitude with them. And they treat American, like they're down here. We got to call that out. We can't act like that don't exist. It does exist, and it needs to be checked.
Right? Black and brown are the minority in this country. We have had a lot more issues than any other race in this country. So, by default, you would kind of think like we would stand together, having a history of so much oppression.
You just said that you went through more things than any other race. So now you're saying that you would think blacks would stand with y'all because we got history. But what you just said, okay, maybe I was the only one who caught that.
I'm not trying to discredit anybody else, but
you did.
We have both been through a lot. This is not even a topic of conversation. Once y'all get over the fact that it's not a race thing, Because there is only one race, and that is the human race. And if you guys want to continue to put us in separate teams, then we are never going to.
But you just put yourself in a separate team by what you just said. You just separated yourself. Okay, maybe I was the only one that caught that.
Fix the problem. Truly, if there is no unity, nothing is getting fixed. I'm gonna just leave that there.
You guys put yourselves in a separate race from us. Hispanics, Latinos have always made it clear that they are not the blacks. Me no black, me no black, me no.
Sister got a point. On that aspect, sister got a point. Let's continue.
Black. What about Native Americans? The so-called Native Americans. Y'all actually look a lot alike, to be quite honest. How come you ain't calling on them? Aren't they a minority? Asians are not a minority. Like the math just is not mathing with this one. You know what it is? What it all boils down to? What people never want to admit is that Black American people have always fought, and we have always prevailed. No matter if y'all want to say we on the bottom or what, we got ourselves out of shackles. It was not.
I can see her point. I can actually see her point. You know, when it comes to a large number of blacks, we will fight amongst each other. You know, we will fight amongst each other. When it comes down to really getting down, you'll see blacks come together. We may have differences amongst each other, but nah, we're going to burn this bitch down. We're going to stand together.
Some white man one day woke up and said, oh, I think I want to let my slaves free. I think I want to let go of my free labor. Clearly that was not the case, because look at what followed with Jim Crow.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be.
Brother's right. You know, and that's what you have the left wing Latinos, then you have the Republican Latinos, then you have the conservative Latinos. Okay. They feel as though if you're not here the right way, you should go back until you come back the right way.
White aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple troops when we speak to.
But again, the reason why I'm saying it's not just the Latino thing, it seems to be more of a leftist thing, of a communist thing, because you have the white liberal women, right, or the white leftist women, right? They're coming out here and essentially getting mad at people for not standing with the quote-unquote Latino community against the mass deportations. Take a look.
You know what's so funny? Everyone who felt comfy enough to out themselves that they voted for Trump back in January, they're dead silent right now. Dead silent.
Apprehending them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person. And I don't want to be your friend. And I don't care about your opinion.
Why you don't want to be my friend? Bitch, I don't know you. I don't want to be your friend. I've never seen you a day before in my life. An individual's choice is an individual's choice.
is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you have a large platform on this app on the internet, and you have decided, you have made the conscious choice to not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in this city right now, the attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment, if you are not sticking your head out for your own community, the city of Los Angeles in which you live, that you benefit so much from, if you can't do that, you do not deserve your platform, and maybe you should fucking move.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you stick your fucking head out? Everything that you just said towards blacks, why don't you do that shit? You go do it. How they feel. Because blacks have said, we standing down on this. This is not our fight. I'm like, wow. Y'all are really in your fucking feelings. Y'all are really in your emotions. Huh.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but being undocumented isn't a crime. You're just racist. See you in hell. Mwah.
I think it's important to remember that though what Trump is doing in LA is absolutely deranged and incredibly fucked up, it is an act of desperation. The people behind all this, though it may seem very calculated, are not smart.
California does not really belong to the United States. It belongs to Mexico, and we stole it from them in 1850.
People would not have to be protesting if what was going on in this country was even a little bit normal. Instead of thinking about what's going on, think about what has been going on that causes something like this to go on.
Yeah, I would do absolutely anything for my daughter, and that includes going to a different country to give her a better life. And being undocumented is not a criminal offense, it's a civil one. And if you've ever jaywalked, congratulations, because you've...
But if you're going to go to another country, you're going to go to someone's country the right way. You're going to have your papers. Let's be clear.
Committed a civil offense. And you're so worried about criminals being in this country, yet you voted for one to run it.
This is one of those moments where silence feels really fucking loud, because what do you mean you're not absolutely horrified by what's happening right now?
And then you have the black communists who are also upset. Like, for example, this guy who basically said that I'm not calling any individual Fed, but let's be clear, the black folks saying this battle is none of our business is 1000% Fed behavior. I mean, you could just be really dumb. Every time you promote an idea that harms interracial working class solidarity, that is the Fed behavior. The ruling class actually pays people to say these things. Yes.
Thank you. And I'm glad you put that out there. Like I said, you get paid people to come out, paid activists that come out, cause chaos, race wars, riots, and so forth.
Very upset with the black folks who are basically saying, no, we don't want to stand with the Latinos when it comes to these mass deportations. Take a look.
The same oppressor that exploits the African abuses the Latino. And please believe if they could figure out how to deport, they've been trying since the Emancipation Proclamation. The same enemy has used these same methods to divide, devalue, and destroy. Common enemy, common goal. The same corporations that run the ICE detention centers run the state and the federal prisons, where our people are doing slave labor for 13 cents an hour. Those same corporations abduct and hold Palestinians in Israel. And not only are the same riot posts...
Now, working in a federal prison, dealing with ICE inmates, these individuals have committed crimes that are at my facility. They've committed crimes. There's no specialty. There's no special treatment. You've committed a crime. Okay? One or two things are going to happen. You're going to do your time here, or you will take a plea deal. And if you take a plea deal to keep from doing jail time, you will be deported.
Don't be fooled into believing this struggle is not ours. They come for you in the night, they'll come for me in the morning. So shit, inshallah, the Latinos in Los Angeles County really unify, because there's 4.5 million of them. 2,000 National Guard. Fuck they gonna do with 5 million people?
Black people, this ain't got shit to do with us. I disagree. Piece of evidence number one. Alabama could send inmates to foreign prisons under proposed bill. They say our prisons are too soft. This is from May of this year, 2025. Read it with me. A proposed bill, HB 618, would allow Alabama to send people incarcerated in the state to foreign prisons. This bill would authorize the commissioner of the Department of Corrections to enter into contracts with foreign nations to confine Alabama inmates to a penal institution or correctional facility. Orange man.
That's true. Those that have committed crimes. Let's be clear. Those that have committed crimes. Be careful of who you listen to. Be careful where you get your information from. Okay? Certain people say certain things, take that shit and run 8 miles with it. Now, it goes back to the point that I was making. If an individual chooses to side with you, to stand with you, cool. If that individual chooses not to, you can't be mad at him.
To the Latino community. I'm talking about majority of California voted for Kamala Harris, and that's where Donald Trump is deciding to unlaunch this crazy militaristic approach towards mass deportation.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Now, let me explain what's going on here, right? Because I know some of this can be confusing, right? It's very fascinating stuff, to be honest with you, but also very confusing because it seems like depending on how far left you are, that determines how you feel about black people and other individuals that are part of the so-called victimhood coalition not standing up with the liberal Latinos when it comes to the mass deportations. Because let's be real, it is only the liberal Latinos that are upset by this, right? The conservative Latinos are not really upset by this because they understand that, hey, mass immigration to the country, illegal immigration to the country is not good for the Latinos who are in the country legally, right? Who have citizenship. They understand that, right? So
Exactly. And that's the point that I'm making. They understand. They get it. It's the ones that are to the far, far left, Democrat, that don't get it. But want to sit up here and gaslight you, blame shift, make you feel guilty, feel some type of way because you're not getting involved. Wait a minute. What do you mean you're not getting involved? We need you. How dare you say no? How dare you stand down?
The Latino community obviously is divided by this, right? But again, you have the liberal Latinos, the ones that support the mass illegal immigration into the country, and the communists as well too. They're very mad, right? They're very mad, okay? And then you have obviously the white liberals, right? The white leftists. They're all for mass illegal immigration into the country, okay? And then you have the blacks, right? When it comes to the blacks, if you happen to be a black liberal, but not necessarily a far left progressive, but just, a black liberal, not quite communist, but, probably getting there, right? Communist adjacent. Those people upset with the Latinos because they feel like the Latinos sold out Kamala Harris, right? The Latino community, the Latino men, they voted for Trump, right? So therefore, they deserve this, right? And they are the reason why a black woman who couldn't become president of the United States, right? So they're upset that they feel like the Latinos betrayed Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. So therefore, they're like, nah, we're not going to stand up for them. And then you have the black leftists, the black communists, who are like, no, we need to stand in solidarity, right? Solidarity with the Latino community when it comes to these mass deportations, because this affects black people too, right? Because for them, right, what they see is that the conflict is about the capitalist elite, right, versus the oppressed, right? That is how they see this, okay? They see themselves as a part of a larger coalition of victims based off skin color, right? And everybody has to stick together, right? All of the non-whites, okay, have to stick together. And that is the
And the shit is like, it's so fascinating. I'm just sitting back and I'm listening, I'm observing, I'm reporting, and I'm like, y'all just don't get it. But if you're here illegally, just come through the right way. You have many others that came. They were immigrants and they came here. They just came the right way. So I can understand why they feel the way they feel. They were immigrants, but they came the right way. Think about that.
perspective they're coming from, right? That they're coming from a perspective of communism, right? Of Marxism, right? That's what they're coming from. And it's all fascinating stuff. Okay. But also at the same time, it's all kind of stupid because ultimately at the end of the day, right? Based off your skin color, your race, I don't think you should be supporting mass illegal immigration to the country based off of that, right? But again, a lot of these people are so determined to stick it to the white man, right? That again, they would totally be fine with mass immigration, mass illegal immigration into the country, even if that means selling out black people, right? I'm talking specifically about the black communists. Okay, and some of the black progressives that support mass illegal immigration into the country, they claim to be pro-black, right? But their Marxist ideology comes before their so-called pro-blackness. This is why you have the so-called FBAs. They're like, nah, we're good on this, right? We support the mass deportations because we understand that mass illegal immigration into the country is not good for black people. These illegal immigrants, they come in, they take jobs from black people, they cause crime, they use up resources. For black people to have mass illegal immigration into the country, right? In which they are correct, just like it's not good for everybody else, right? It's not good for white people. It's not good for the Latinos. It's not good for the Asians. It's not good for anybody, really, that is currently in this country, especially if you are a worker that, is working in some of these jobs that illegal immigrants are competitive in getting. No, it's not good because what they do is that they depress your wages, right? They depress your wages. They take these jobs. They also drive up the cost of housing, okay, because they increase the demand for housing. It's just overall not good, okay? They use up resources that can be going towards the American people who are actually citizens, people who are here legally, okay? So again, that's what a lot of this stuff is about, and I want people to kind of understand the perspectives here. A lot of it just comes back to communism, right? Are you a communist or are you not, right? A lot of the communists, again, are essentially standing with the illegals because they believe that, hey, the illegals are a part of the victimhood coalition, right? The victimhood coalition that.
What's going on behind closed doors? That's what I want to know. What's going on behind closed doors? Because what's in the dark is about to come to light.